Folks, at 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna call the meeting to order, and with that, we will stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know if anybody's seen that commercial, but every time I hear Liberty, I hear that little kid in the commercial, Liberty. Yeah, it's just something corny. Okay, all council members are present. Approval of the agenda. I will make a motion to approve the agenda dated 9 June 2025.
I will support that.
We have a motion and support. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda approved. Okay, next is the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting from May 12th, 2025. Should we do these individually?
You don't have to, it's up to you.
Okay, now let's just do them all. Special meeting 5/21/25 and the budget workshop from 5/28/2025.
I'll make motion to approve all of the minutes for the regular meeting 5/12/25, the special meeting 5/21/25, and the budget workshop 5/28/25.
Or
We have a motion and support. All in favor of.
As presented, are they as presented, Melissa?
As presented.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor of approving the 3 sets of minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes approved. Next, approval of accounts. We have the treasurer's report ending 5/31/2025. On our purple sheet.
I'll make the motion to approve the treasurer's report ended 5/31.
I'll support.
So we have a motion and support, and because this is money, Ms. Pat, do your thing, please.
Yes.
Lucid.
Yes.
Slater.
Yes.
Florence.
Yes.
Whitmer.
Yes, right, it's been a while. It's,
I only spelled it wrong there for a minute.
that wouldn't be the first time. Not by you, by other people who spelled it wrong. Next, the approval of the bills and transfers ending 5/28/2025.
Carrie, can you just because I forgot to answer, what does CFC stand for? For the substantial check?
CFC,
Whoa.
an abbreviation.
And
There you go.
Sherry, what was yours on?
Pat, you know,
Oh my gosh,
how much is it?
31,000.
It's the, John Deere.
John Deere.
Lease or whatever. It's
Oh.
oh, the road.
Oh,
grader.
It's a road grader.
Finance company, it's just I'm not sure the name of it.
It's for the grader.
It's for the grader.
Cute Finance Company.
Thanks. Then I'll make a motion to approve the bills and transfers ending 5/28/25.
Support.
So we have a motion and, support. All in favor? Well, no, this is money. Pat, it's on you.
Yes.
Lucid.
Yes.
Slater.
Yes.
Florence.
Yes.
McCaffrey.
Yeah. All right, accounts are done. Next on the agenda is, public comment. This first public comment is for agenda items only. We ask, that if you do have a comment, stand up, state your name, if you're in the village or township, and if you could limit it to 3 minutes, please. So public comment is now open.
I got something real quick.
This isn't part of that, but he wants to introduce someone.
This is Deputy Bricken for the members of the council that do not know him. He is our third shift deputy for the area. Just wanted to bring him in to introduce you guys.
So he can go back to work.
Awesome.
I just don't want to hold him up for too long.
Right, I mean, there's lots of crime.
I don't know.
What's his shift?
He works the third shift, so 6 to 6.
6 to 6.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the easy part.
What's his name?
Deputy Bricken.
That's
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the
Thank you.
community.
Whenever you want to send it speed right there on Eagle, you just sit all day long. All night.
And construction areas.
This is Melissa, resident speed police. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, geez. Oh, well, welcome to the community. And is there any other public comment? Okay, I will close public comment.
Can I quickly say about that? Just that if I'm looking at my phone, it's because I don't know if my daughter's game is canceled. I have to tell the person driving her. So if you see me going like that, I'm just checking to see if her game got canceled because I have to figure out where she's going. So I apologize.
We don't want any misunderstandings. Okay, next is the, administrator's report that was in your packet. Matt and Sherry met with, Rick or Patrick Nelson, from Risk Control and agent of the Michigan Township Participating Plan. They,
He does this once a year.
thank you.
Everything's good.
Yeah, but it's just, information about, grant opportunities and such. They received a letter from Jacob Piety,
Mhm.
from Wade Trim regarding the dam feasibility study grant. The proposed study includes, an underwater dive inspection and geothermal soil borings. They'll be meeting with Matt next week to complete the inspection. The state of Michigan's MID, My Deal, program is offering members the ability to purchase electronic vehicle charging stations through pre-established contracts, eliminating the need to go out for the formal bid process. I know we talked about potentially having charging stations in the village.
I
so-
thought I would look into that a little bit more and gather some information for you. And
Yeah.
see what they're offering.
Yeah, perfect. Then MDOT's Talking Transportation newsletter, warns residents not to respond to text messages regarding unpaid tolls. I know I've gotten them.
I got one today.
I got one today too. Oh, you're getting them too?
I'm at work
So
phone.
so nobody is immune, even the cops are at home. MDOT's fiscal year, small urban project that designates the Pontiac Street resurfacing project from East Eagle to Erie Street as, obligated funds. So that money's been put in place. A copy of the current Genesee County Sheriff's contract with Atlas Township was received covering the period of October 1, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. So that was the treasurer's report. Then, DPW street administrator, Matt, you want to talk yourself?
Oh, the internet guys were out here a week and a half ago. They ran all the new internet, cable to our building. They still got to come back and install the two mainframe, I don't know what they call them, mainframe switch board thing diggers here in our building next door. The guys put some more posts on at the car by the shed. So basically, there's no way anybody can drive in the grass for the most part now. We still have people pulling on the grass and all that good stuff. All right, for the third time, it's scheduled for tomorrow morning. And I graded today, and you can see what happened at the lodge. It's rained now 3 times now, hard rain.
Yeah, stop reading, my God.
So hardly know, as long as it doesn't rain much more tonight, you should be able to tomorrow morning. For chloride. The carpet, I met with the carpet guys, they left 2 examples here. The carpet squares.
Smith and Smith that you
Yep, Smith.
recommended came in. Boy, did I under budget that. Yeah, I still got to get a couple more quotes, but
Okay,
wow, but nice couple
Yeah,
of
they left
samples
2.
there.
Oh. It was 2 it was for the carpet, and you put brand new, trim moldings around.
Mhm.
They're permanent.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you reached out to Georgia Flooring for?
I have not yet. No.
I really like
Who is it?
Georgia Flooring.
Georgia Flooring?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
They did my house, they were great.
Okay, thank you.
Mower. I talked to you about the mower. The John Deere mower.
Yeah.
I got another price on Exmark and Skag. John Deere's the best deal of the three.
Right.
Exmark's nice, but Exmark's for another $2,000 more. They're nice, but they're expensive. Dropping the salt spreader out there. I did paint the legs on it last week. It's clean grease. All set to go. So I don't know as far as I still need to put the details for a little quick sheet. I don't know what the best method is, or you try the paper.
We're gonna
Or
set it up.
Just do it like we did with the truck.
Well, I'll put it together and I'll run it by you
Okay.
and Matt and, we'll put it out.
I have somebody that's interested.
What do you
Do
do?
you?
Oh, there we go.
Well,
It's gotta be-
I'll still
it's
put it
gotta be a
together.
Still got to put it
Mhm, mhm.
closed bit.
I've had a couple of people ask me about the tenant support. The last fall, I had a couple of contractors come out.
Mhm.
And they're gonna put like an inch and a half, 2 inch lip back. But the issue we had there is a change of height of the pickleball,
And
pickleball nets.
if we asphalt over top of it.
Yeah.
We already know
One
what's gonna
company
happen.
said,
The
you won't
cracks will
touch it.
come right back. in.
Yep, he said, we won't put a name on it. He said it's too far.
That's-
Correct.
Gotta be,
Yeah, he said recommend bringing base, fully tear out, bring fence perimeter wise. And he said, you're talking ballpark roughly about 250,000. So, and he gave me them set of plans you have.
Okay,
That would actually cut the court lengthwise, probably a quarter of it off. But that idea there is, I think, about 15 feet wider than what our existing court is.
so
oh,
it's just turn.
You could save some money, a little less blacktop. It's just a shorter. Cause pickleball's shorter distance versus tennis.
Was that a total removal of that base
Yes,
or
it's sand underneath it right now. That's all it is. It's just sand.
was that
gravel.
pulverized what was there, left it?
We didn't, you could, we didn't talk about that.
Right,
but-
it cost might go up
Right.
because.
I mean, we do have a
of
place where I could take it, or up the road here.
Yeah.
You could take it. So.
But I'm thinking for base wise, just like the road, if you mill it all up, put it right back in,
Right, yeah, that's a good.
you get a better base.
Tomorrow morning, well, as the weather holds, they're coming to the dam to do the diving inspection. Tuesday and Wednesday should be here. Well, he said, as long as we don't have a heavy rain, there's a lot of current going across the top of the gates, but it's gonna be, as long as we don't get monsoon rain tonight. Flowers are playing downtown, the Four Corners. We haven't had time to do it on 15 yet, like the walking bridge, but we'll get done this week. That'll complete that. And so I met with our Craney
Sign so
Sign.
Craney.
for a possible sign out here.
I still gotta get another couple of quotes.
That's it.
awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, the code enforcement, report is also in here. And it's close to the book. Here, so, dumpster updates, there's still some work to be done there. They sent a notice on May 5th, about a sign located on, M15. They gave them the 30-day notice.
And regarding that sign, she asked me to let you guys know that she's going to be sending them the notice that we will be taking them to court because they're totally ignoring us. Totally. We've done everything we can. We're up to the point where we have to,
Which sign is this one?
right there on M15,
Your karate,
yes.
your karate place?
Yeah. And if you call me later, I can tell you who it is. I just don't need to go
No.
public with who it is.
Yeah,
I will call them out.
They delivered a weed ordinance notice along M15 for, those taking care of areas. and to, explain that it is their responsibility to do so. Contacted, Minhas, the, owner of the plaza, that their violations noted last fall were deferred until May 15th. There'll be, let's say that Mr. Sims will be addressing the concerns. Follow-up will occur, in May to hit the issues. However, follow-up week of June 9th, since, not all of the issues were previously, taken care of or been addressed. And our code enforcer was out for a bit, and she is back in, today, so that's good. Next is building department activity report. We have that, see, I know Teresa's been collecting money, so in May, construction value 15,000, permit fees of 545, total construction value is 63,500, and total permits and fees was $1,693. So that's good. People are building stuff. And then the fire department report from May 2025 is also in our packet. It is not as lengthy as they have been in the past. And then also the sheriff's department activity report for May is lengthy, but I take it because they're printing it in landscape and not portrait. So, if anybody has any questions on any of that, you can ask those questions. Otherwise, I will move on.
Very good.
Okay, so unfinished business, there was none. Next is the public hearing. We have a public hearing. I will open the public hearing to set the general operating millage rate for fiscal year 2025, 2026 at 6.3857. So this is the public hearing. So if anybody has anything that they would like to have us talk about on the millage rate.
The rate went down 1%.
And that's for the Headley. It makes that what our rate is. We don't really have much choice in what we do. Okay, I will close the public hearing on that. Next is a public hearing to adopt the 2025-2026 fiscal year operating budget as presented. So we had budget meetings that, or not meetings, but workshops that we all discussed. And those went fairly smoothly. I think we over budgeted in some areas, and like Sherry just mentioned, we under budgeted, but that does not mean that we cannot make budget amendments throughout the fiscal year. So the public hearing, does anybody have anything on the budget? That'd be easy.
We worked really hard on it. Jerry brought us all in detail, and I thought they were great.
They
I
were,
think so
It's getting
too.
easier every year. It's
It
smoother.
was. I
Yes.
agree.
yes,
You guys were good to work with.
that helps. That helps.
Mhm.
Okay, so I will close the public hearing on adopting the fiscal year operating budget. And next we'll move on to section 10 action items. Item A, adopt resolution number 2025-08, general operating millage rate 2025-2026.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-08, the general operating millage rate for 2025-2026.
So we have a motion and support. Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Blinker,
Yes.
Lucick,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yes. All right, so the general operating millage rate is set. Next, adopt resolution number 2025-09, the 2025-2026 fiscal year operating budget as presented.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-09, the 2025-2026 fiscal year operating budget as presented.
Support.
So we have a motion and support. Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucick,
Yes.
Blinker,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yes. Okay, so the operating budget is set. Next, adopt resolution number 2025-10, village treasurer wage adjustment. This has to be done by resolution.
Then I will make that motion to adopt resolution 2025-10, the village treasurer wage adjustment.
Support.
So we have a motion and support. Any discussion?
I think they need to know that that increase is a 3% increase
Overall.
overall.
Okay, anything else? Okay. So Melissa, you made a motion
Jonathan.
and Jonathan supported, so we have a motion and support. So Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucick,
Yes.
Blinker,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
and McCafferty.
Yes. Next, adopt resolution number 2025-11, village DPW supervisor wage adjustment. Same thing, this needs to be done by resolution.
It is once again a 3%, so I will make the motion to adopt resolution 2025-11, village DPW supervisor wage adjustment.
Or
I'm sorry. Which gentleman supported it?
There's a,
Okay. Nothing you want to-
I think they do.
Right?
yeah, is there any discussion? Okay, Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucick,
yes.
Blinker,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yes. Next, adopt resolution number 2025-12, village administrator / clerk wage adjustment.
And again, a 3% adjustment, and I will make that motion to adopt resolution number 2025-12, the village administrator clerk wage adjustment.
Support.
So we have a motion and support. Any discussion? Okay, Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucick,
Yes.
Blinker,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yes. Okay, next, adopt resolution number 2025-13, village delinquent sewer charge collection.
Now, is this just because it's just annually needs to be updated, because we already do this?
We do this every year.
Yeah, but
So
we
she can
importantly
collect.
do it by resolution, so you can collect them.
Perfect. Well, then I will make that motion to adopt resolution 2025-13, the village delinquent sewer charge collection.
Or
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucick,
yes.
Blinker,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yes. I got another slogan. It's flowing, you're Owen.
Man, we're starting a t-shirt business. We are starting a business. That's all paper that's for.
Right. Adopt resolution, next on the agenda is adopt resolution number 2025-14, village extension of local taxes. Sherry, do you want to explain
This
what?
is so we can collect the taxes at the same time the county for the convenience for the residents.
Oh.
So it's not a confusion. They got different dates, you know.
Okay, well then let's make a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-14, the village extension of local taxes.
Or
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Okay, Pat?
Beverly,
yes,
Lucick,
Yes,
Flinker,
Yes.
Swins,
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yeah. Okay, next, adopt resolution number 2025-15 to increase allowed spending limit for village administrator and village DPW supervisor from $500 to $1,000. Now, the reason why we suggested this in one of the budget workshops was because the cost of everything is going up and $500 really isn't cutting it anymore. It's, but we did caveat it with, if you had to make purchases like this that were closer to the like $1,000 limit, to let us all know before you make the purchase, because this doesn't mean that every day of the month you can make $1,000 purchase.
Well, forget it.
You can't,
No, we always do. I'm always in contact with them,
Yeah.
and so is Matt. You know,
Yeah.
we do. We would,
Yeah,
we would
and-
not do that.
right, and there's things in place, like, you know, there's like single purchase limits can't exceed $1,000. And then if something that you want, let's say that, you know, I wanted a new gavel and Mr. Lucick wanted a lighted up nameplate and Jonathan wanted to sit higher than the rest of us, and my gavel was gonna be $1,500 or $1,000, and you know, so they buy me that, and then Lucick's sign was $900, so the next day they buy him that, and Jonathan wanted to spend way too much, and we said no. But, but we can't, like, that wouldn't be allowed, that would be considered like a split purchase to get away with trying to take advantage of that new purchase limit. So, we did discuss that and we did put rules in place, so, that's my spiel on that. So looking for a motion.
I will make that motion to adopt resolution number 2025-15 to increase allowed spending limit for village administrator and village DPW supervisor from $500 to $1,000.
support,
So we have a motion and support. Any further discussion? Okay,
Beverly,
yes,
Lucick,
yes,
Flinker,
Yes.
Swins,
Yes.
McCafferty.
yes. Okay, next is the Michigan Municipal League membership renewal, $1,146 for the term from July 1st, 2025 to 6/30/2026. This is, they do a lot for us. They provide a lot of information, a lot of templates, a lot of guidance. Well worth the cost.
Yes, it is.
I will make motion to approve the Michigan Municipal League membership renewal at a cost of $1,146 for July 1st of 25 till June 30th of 2026.
or,
Oh, we got two support. Lisa? Really?
that's his turn.
Oh, it's his turn. You don't want your name in the minutes that much?
Whose turn is it?
Calvin.
Chris's.
Chris?
evidently.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a motion and support. Any other discussion on the MML membership? Okay, Pat?
Beverly,
Yes,
Lucick,
Yes,
Flinker,
Yes.
Swins,
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yes. Next, authorize the purchase of a security gate for the village internet closet for $233.99. This was brought up because we do rent the downstairs of this building for public, held events. And the public has access to this room here, which houses our internet cables and everything else. So currently, there's just bifold doors on there. So anybody could go back there and mess with cables and totally jack up the internet system. So to avoid that, we want to lock that closet up where it would have like, the bifold doors would still be there, but behind the bifold doors would be a locking door where people wouldn't have access to that to jack anything up. So that is what that is.
I'm gonna make a motion to authorize the purchase of Security Vapor Village Internet Plaza for $233.99.
I'll support. Any discussion on the gate?
Yeah. Eddie, but how long have they been back? In the situation they're in now, has anybody ever went back there?
I don't know that anybody's ever gone back there and messed with it.
It's not like that since they built this building. The gates actually go in front of the bifold doors. So that way you can't, a lot of gates, you still reach your hand through there.
Right,
At least if I'm shutting the outside, you can't open the bifold doors.
Personally, I think for $250, with all the money that we're putting into all the new wiring and everything, it's just worth it. And hopefully we can get more rentals down here to get some more revenue, but.
Right now, I think rentals have increased. So I think that the need is there. As a taxpayer, I would want it protected.
This is gonna be a big bill to get it refixed if it ever was to get.
Right, it would be more than $230.
that's all.
Okay, any other discussion, anybody? Okay, so we have a motion and support, and Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucy,
Yes.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yes.
McCaffrey.
Yes. And this was also within the current year budget, not next year's budget, so. Next is authorize the purchase of a John Deere. My God, Z950M Z-Trax mower for $11,914.34. The mower that we currently have is, getting old. Matt, how old is our current mower?
8 around there, I'd say.
And, it doesn't, from what I understand, it doesn't have the power, and it's losing some capability to mow where we need to mow. And, this would improve efficiency. We're going to keep that old mower, as either a backup or somebody else, like if you have to mow like easier areas, you could use the old mower.
Or in the gravel. Along the shoulder.
Yeah, more of the
Rougher tree.
Is this the one that you had discussed might have the back chute?
No, I talked to 2 different, dealers. And they both told me the same thing about the rear discharge. That you're better off just buying that side, you make that side, cover plate for the side, that you can open and close.
Maybe with the foot pedal, we have that. It's nice.
Yeah, well, the XMR had with that foot pedal. On your, yeah.
Just saying, that's smart. And again, people know this was budgeted from last year.
Yes, this was in last year's budget.
I'll make a motion to purchase the John Deere Z950M Z-Track mower for $11,914.36.
Support.
May have a motion and support. Any other discussion? Okay, Pat?
Beverly,
Yes.
Lucy,
Yes.
Lincoln,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
McCaffrey.
Yes. Next, approve the estimated cost from Wade Trim not to exceed $40,000 for the Seneca Street Storm Sewer Extension.
I asked Shannon to put this on this agenda for this budget because we have the money in this budget
This year.
for this year.
It's been a 2-year.
Correct.
It's
So,
going on.
it's in this. budget.
So do we have a time when they're gonna do it?
I don't know, have you talked to them?
Have you
No.
talked to
I
them?
talked to Wade Trim, basically, he's okay to proceed with it.
Yeah, that's what they're waiting for,
Okay.
is approval.
Then, we have to rent a time to walk and straight. But you have to go to the town for that, but
Oh.
that's until,
Well,
do you wanna go? I wanna make sure we wanna go forward before we contact the drain commission for the. Having to go walk and straight.
So where is that going?
Walking,
Yeah, but I mean,
What-
what are we doing?
So there's a drain at the corner of Seneca and
It's down towards south end of Seneca. and there.
yeah, south of the Seneca, just off the corner, there's a hole in this
Yeah,
residence
holes in
yard
the road.
around Gate Bay.
Mm.
And from what I've been told and from the past, that when they filled that vacant lot on the west side of Seneca, they filled, that used to be a big hole, and they filled it, well, they just covered the drain that goes across the road,
Oh,
and it goes nowhere.
Okay.
And down in the trees there on the west, there's two drains that tie together. So this hole is a serious hazard. Somebody's gonna break a leg, break an ankle. And we've had Max went out, put fencing up, snow fence around the hole, and the resident keeps taking it out. So I talked to the resident, me and Matt went there 2 years ago,
Yeah.
a year and a half ago, and talked to him and said, look, if we put a fence up, leave it there. We're trying to create a space to not get hurt. But it's been a year and a half, 2 year battle to get it done, so we're just been waiting on Wade Trim. Because it's a hole to nowhere.
So what, I guess,
they're gonna put a drain there?
There's a drain there,
Are they gonna connect?
but it got covered up.
Sure.
When when I was understood, Steinhoff owns that property
Okay,
and he filled that property in. On the west side.
so you say
So,
there's a drain there from other areas that's flowing into that and it's sitting in this big hole?
well, I don't know what sits in the hole, the drain cap is there, right?
The inlet is exposed. That's
Right.
where we put a fence line.
Right, the inlet is exposed, the exit is covered up under who knows where.
that drain connects to something, right?
I don't, well,
From what I heard, it used to go to daylight, you filled it before they filled the property.
yeah, it was like a culvert that runs under the road,
Just
they
under
just
the road.
filled in the culvert,
Sounds so familiar, filling in drains.
right,
Situation.
same situation.
Yeah.
But it's a big hole, and the homeowner that lives there just falls around,
Yeah, fall in.
somebody's gonna fall in it eventually.
So now looking at this quote, it could come up less than, you did the estimate higher in case.
yeah,
Yes, he said 12%. It's in a little 30s, and he said add, like it's 12.
we are
So
higher,
25.
it's higher,
Higher than what he estimated.
It is.
it to be.
So he said 40 would be a good number. He said it'd be a lot high, but it's better be a little higher than.
And we voted on having it done a year and a half, 2 years ago,
mhm.
but Wade Trim, for whatever reason, hasn't gotten to it. But now they are. So I'll make a motion to approve the estimated cost from the Wade Trim not to exceed 40,000 for the Seneca Street Storm Sewer Extension.
I will support that.
Okay, so we have a motion and support. Any other discussion on that? Okay, Pat?
Yes.
Usage.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, next on the agenda is, public comment. It can be for anything. It doesn't have to be just on agenda items. Again, state your name, village, township, and try and keep it to 3 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Jim Bush. 702 Edmond Township. I've come to the council to ask for permission to put this sign up in front of your building. One of the things we've gotten from the Walk Run Bike Group is that people want to use the trail, but they don't live on the trail, so they drive and they park the township in different places. What we're trying to do is come up with signage to encourage people, you can park here and use the trail. So I came to the council to ask permission to put this out up front here to encourage people to park in the parking lot and use the walking trail.
Well, the problem is we rent this room out here, so.
Right.
People park down here, I mean, you
But
know,
how often do we run it on a
Well, I
Sunday
don't
or a
know.
Saturday? I mean,
we do,
just saying.
we do rent it
Right,
out.
we
I
do
understand.
rent it out.
The trail technically goes and then goes into town. Can we promote it for parking at the park? Or is that too far off where you don't think the signage would?
We try to put the signs on the trail where we see them. So we could do like, we're working with the high school right now. Their pushback was they didn't want to do it while kids were in school. So when school's out, we're to reapproach the school again about putting a sign there. We have a sign at the township, you may see by driving to Township Hall. On average, we have 1, 2, maybe 3 cars parked there. They didn't give it a
That's
sign.
what I was thinking.
It's mostly evenings and on weekends. It's a lot of, parents, little kids. What they do is they load their little bike up in the car and they drive up there, park, and the kid rides and stuff like that. That's what it's. So is that.
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, if the parking lot, if we notice that the parking lot is getting jammed when, events are happening,
It's not a
then,
permit structure. You know?
right, we can,
It's just a sign. If it's beyond condition,
right, we can pull a sign.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Works for me.
And could we put one at do they put one at the park too? I mean, I know it's,
Would they have to ask?
you might have to
the
ask Ken.
cement, the
Well,
SRM?
what if you put it in the turnaround
Oh, and
next to the,
yeah, on
to
Eagle
the
Road and the
Verizon
common.
switchboard place or whatever it is?
over.
Dispensary, like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All that and see if we got 2 more times. We can put one there if you're okay with that as well.
Yeah,
it's
because I mean,
kind of
the
close
park-
to the walk. I mean, it's in the park, but it's just up on the,
Yeah, we just look for anywhere. We talked to Atlas Country Club. Their problem is they don't have enough parking lot. Like right now, if you drive by there.
Right.
parking grass.
right. I mean, we have a
Right.
small parking. Mainly gonna be 1, 2 cars maybe
Right, do
on the
we-
weekends.
because this was presented, should we do a motion on the sign? Okay, I will make a motion to, allow a parking for the trail sign, for the village offices, as long as it doesn't become a problem.
Support.
Okay, so we have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Jen. Okay, any other public comment? Yes, ma'am.
Regarding the budget report, page 4 of the 5. Now says park wages. Do we have someone, an employee that manages our parks?
DPW.
Okay.
Yep, it's for like the maintenance of the park, the mowing, the
Snow
upkeep
removal.
of the structures there, the pavilion, the little shed that's down there,
Mowing the grass.
snow removal, lawn cutting,
Trash
weeding,
It's a
trash
separate
pickup.
job. I think there's a FICA and there's a medical.
Yeah, well, yeah. they
All
have
the, whatever, because it's government, if you can't just have like DPW wages, because that encompasses multiple, like, what I'll call branches of our government. Like we have park wages, we have sewer wages, we have roads, we have building, we have the office staff, so whatever time spent working in the park would be charged to those park wages, and that's why there is like FICA and taxes and stuff taken out because of our DPW workers who do work down there.
Okay, that's not a person, but.
No,
No,
no.
It's good explanation. I asked the same thing in our first budget. I was like, why a major road wage? I don't understand that. And then they explained that he changes his, where he's working every day when he clocks in.
Okay, anything else? Public comment?
I have something I need to bring to your attention. I
Okay.
forgot. Laura's computer and Matt's computer are the old computers that come from our office.
Uh-huh.
They are not capable of being upgraded like we thought they would be. And that's what we were gonna pay the $600 for to be upgraded. Remember you guys
Yeah.
approved that? They cannot be upgraded. We're gonna have to purchase new computers for Laura and Matt.
Okay,
I just want you to know that, and I'll get some figures.
yeah, we budgeted for stuff like this.
We
so
did, and I just want you to know that.
Now it's too late.
Well, you could authorize it not to exceed.
Do we have an idea what the new ones are gonna be?
Based on what the cost of,
What's it called, so? Did you say you had prices for
not here.
Mm.
We would have to go back.
Are they
and look at
laptop?
the
No, they'd be,
Desktop.
that's,
stuff.
Oh.
I wouldn't think,
It's fine, I don't think that it's, I mean, I think waiting till next
them? Okay,
year's.
yeah,
budget
I
is
think,
fine. It's
yeah,
not-
I really
it's not
do.
astronomical.
There's computers now aren't that, and all they're gonna have, they're not gonna need they're not gonna need a monitor and a keyboard, they're only gonna need the hard drive. So.
Okay,
But I just wanted you guys to know that unfortunately. they're not.
yeah, so if we could get quotes, just add it to July's agenda.
Okay.
Okay, any other public comment? Okay, we'll close public comment and now, council comment.
Are we doing Mr. Ingram?
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at public comments for a minute. Mr. Inger,
I don't know what happened. You're supposed to be here.
had a request.
I see it's up for sale.
Okay, so,
Now, is that the gentleman that owns the?
the,
Building project.
the building on Depot Road.
I know I'm getting calls. He's got his property up for sale. I'm getting phone calls. I mean,
He was supposed to be telling us what his plan, if he's knocking that down, what he's doing.
I don't know what happened.
He wants to knock it down instead of.
Yeah, I don't know what is, I don't, yeah.
No, he
I-
wants
I
to
don't know.
sell it.
Yeah, he wants to knock it down.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the
I would,
part.
instead of assuming,
Yes.
instead of
We'll just wait
assuming,
till-
let's wait to
Yeah,
hear.
we're-
from
I mean,
him.
he'd have to get a permit for demolition, but, yeah, he could do that.
Right, but instead of assuming what he wants to
Right.
come and talk about, he's not here.
Well, I'll
so-
find out what happened. I don't know.
Okay, well, next, let's move on to council comment.
I have one.
Yes,
So far I have two for sure properties that would really like trees. One
Is
is
it
in,
Cunningham's?
yeah,
Good.
and so I do need to talk to you because they said who owns the property on roads. And then I want to talk to you and Shannon, because you guys know a lot of people right downtown. There's 4 houses that would be absolutely perfect properties for the tree grant. So if you guys know their names, it might make it a little easier for me to go knock on their door and not just look like a telemarketer. But I'm excited, and the lady from the forestry program loved the flyer and said that this was a unique way to go about it, and she's excited to hopefully get some trees. in
There,
her.
there is a house on. Fox Hollow that just took all their trees out for
Yes,
some
yeah, they're
reason.
doing a whole redo, I'm nosy, but
that's okay.
we're gonna get some trees, I feel good.
Okay, any other, council comment? I just have a comment. School is, going to be out soon, if it's not out already. Just to remind people that, kiddos will be out and playing outside. Remember to drive through our neighborhood slow and, let's not try and injure parents or children playing outside. The other thing is, I'm very excited, Matt, with the quote for redoing the tennis courts and the basketball courts. I'd love to run with this and, get community support and even other community support in, doing some fundraising and having a painted thermometer and getting the community excited about, some new stuff in the park. I've said before when I was on council and even as a citizen in the audience, we are a community that goes from pediatric to geriatric, and we can't have just a park that is strictly for kids. There's adults and older folks that may like to go to the park. I've seen some of these, I'll call them like older folks. I know I'm probably one of them, but I don't play pickleball and I know I can't move like they do. But if they are excited about playing pickleball, then I'm excited to try and bring something to the village to improve our Commons Park. And instead of it just being a place to have a festival, but a place for community to gather. Anybody?
I would love to see like a music in the park night where we could have, donations towards it going and.
Yeah.
Not fully like passing the bucket around, but something along that lines of, bring donations up and.
Right.
So on that note, I contacted Jim Green. Cause he's always offered to donate whatever he could. And he's looking forward to coming back to the meeting. And having a dialogue about maybe getting us help to proceed with the project. If it does,
We have a plan
if
in
we have a
place.
plan in place and whatever resources he could offer. And have an open dialogue with him to,
Well, Jenny, wants to be on the agenda for next month.
Oh, yay,
good.
good, perfect.
I talked to him Saturday. So he's spread a little thin. He's got 5 people working this festival. That's all he's got for help. So
If anybody knows anybody who would like to volunteer to help work the festival, I'm sure that they would appreciate it. Okay, any other council comments? Okay, with that, the next on the agenda is adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
support.
We have a motion and support. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? One day, I'm gonna say nay.